Good afternoon, Raider Nation. Let me welcome you to Lady Raider Softball on the NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports, brought to you by BCTV Red Raider Broadcasting. My name is Brent Johnson, and I am the Engineering and Technology Instructor at Bacon County High School, also the TSA, Technology Student Association Advisor, and the Student Broadcasting Program through the NFHS Network Advisor as well. I'm alone today. I had some students that had some other obligations, but this is senior night, and we celebrated that earlier. I'll be posting those videos later this evening or first thing tomorrow morning for you to see. I had 5 seniors recognized this evening. And I want to mention those real quick. That's Hope Hobbs, Doodle Johnson, Kamari Strozier, Faith Thomas, and Annabeth Waters were honored this evening as the 5 proud seniors for the Lady Raiders. We've had a little 2-week hiatus due to some health concerns, but we're back in action. Tonight's region matchup versus the Swainsboro Lady Tigers, and the Lady Raiders come in with a record of 7-3 overall with a 4-2 region record. The Swainsboro Lady Tigers are 2-15 with an 0-8 region record, so they're pretty much out of it as far as region competition. But the Raiders have a lot to play for, and we have most of our region games ahead of us. Fortunately or unfortunately, how you want to look at it. But one thing's for sure, we got a little bit better softball weather this evening. We're going to be game time in just a few moments. It was a slight delay because of the senior festivities, and then Swainsboro was a little late getting here. They had some bus issues. We don't know if it was a maintenance problem or just being able bus availability. But either they're warming up, giving them a few extra minutes here, and we'll be getting this thing started here in just a few moments. But the 1 through 4 really quick, so we have a little extra time. Vidalia is number 1 in our region at 17-3, 8-0. Jeff Davis in second, 13-4 overall with a 6-2 record, and Bacon again 7-3. We've missed about 4, maybe 5 ball games the last approximately 2 weeks, but all those will be made up, the region games specifically, in the course of the next few weeks as we wrap up the region or the regular season here in just a couple weeks. It's hard to believe September has gone by that fast. Before we go any further, I do want to recognize our title sponsors for the 2020-21 athletic school year. These are the faithful ones: Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply, Andy Cawthorn Auto Sales, the Wheeler Agency, Family Vision Care, Burt CPAs. I want to continue to thank them for their support over the years. Last year was a year different than most. It was cut short by COVID, and we're hoping that we'll be able to get everything that we would normally do this athletic school year in. It just depends. And we're I tell the students at school, we're day to day and definitely week to week when it comes to school, much less extracurricular activities. But again, I want to thank you for joining us. And the coaches, I think we'll probably be meeting here in just a moment. I want to take a quick break and honor those sponsors once again, and I'll be back in just a couple minutes to talk about a few other things. All right, Raider Nation, back waiting for the Swainsboro coach to come to the plate as they always do. Hopefully, we'll get this party started in the next 5 or 10 minutes. But I'll take the time to run through the lineup real quick. At least the Lady Raiders. That's pretty much all I have today. Strozier is going to start third base. Senior leads off. Number 23, 21. Doodle Johnson was playing right field, and in that third spot, Hope Hobbs, number 3. Who will be behind the plate at catcher. Annabeth Waters, number 16, is in that 4 spot, cleanup position. Faith Thomas, number 28, batting 5th. I'm assuming is getting the start on the mound. And then Katie Johnson, second baseman, number 8, in that 6th spot. Number 7, in the 7th spot, number 5, Andrews, will be in left field. And then that 8th spot, center fielder, number 27, freshman Hollingsworth. And then at shortstop, number 24 in that 9 hole is Hand, another freshman. And there's a coach coming to the plate. She's probably a little flustered. Again, we heard they had some transportation issues, whether it was a maintenance problem or just had a tough time getting a bus. Sometimes that happens.
The GHSA and its member schools
But again, we're facing the Swainsboro Lady Tigers today in a big region matchup, at least for the Lady Raiders. We've got to continue to win and win as many as we can to remain in that second spot. That third. We're tied for second with Jeff Davis, but once it's all said and done, we'll have the same amount of games played. They've played 8 region games. We've only played 6, but we'll make that up this week, as we'll play 3 as a makeup game on Saturday. We play at home again on Thursday, and then Saturday we travel to East Lawrence for a makeup game.
The Mansion at Blueberry Plantation Golf Resort is the 2020 game sponsor for our Lady Raiders. Their support in sponsoring the annual marathon game is greatly appreciated. Go visit the new owners, Spring and Joe, as well as the friendly staff.
If you're just joining us, again, thank you for being a part of the NFHS Network. Thank you for being a subscriber. Hopefully the Bacon County High School supporter. Your subscription, a portion of that comes back to my program, allowing us to continue to do what we do, along with our sponsorships. We're self-sufficient, and since conception, I've been super proud of that. I don't talk about it enough, I don't think. And again, it's because of the generosity of business and industry in our community, and the generosity of you. I was always against the subscription portion, and it's like any good thing, it gets exploited sometimes, like your cable network, especially the satellite companies. They get you signed up, and then they start charging you a little bit more. But completely honest, a $69.99 annual fee is actually reasonable when you think about it, as it costs the family of 4 to go to a game, $35 or $40. And if you can't come, we want you to show up and support Red Raider activities. But if you can't come, use it as a viable alternative to watch on your phone or your computer or even your television. So again, I want to thank you for doing that. It's it's very rewarding for a lot of different people. But we are self-sufficient. I've never asked for a penny from athletics or from the local Board of Education or our high school. We raise our money and we use it as wisely as possible throughout the school year to not only support the broadcasting program, but as well as my Technology Student Association, as I have students, 10 to 15 students throughout the year. We travel around the state and competing in events from Jekyll Island to Perry, Georgia for the fair during the year. And then also we culminate with a state convention, in Athens, in which we'll compete in upwards of 12 events, including things like one that I was real proud of this year. A young lady named of Jolie Nipper competed in fashion design. Yeah, technology. Can you believe it? She integrated Bluetooth sound and LED lights into an outfit, a couple outfits, as a matter of fact, which she designed and sewed herself. Really cool stuff, along with dragster design. We raced those, structural design. My mind just goes blank, but again, that's the thing that money goes toward, is for students to continue their learning outside the classroom of what we do inside the classroom. So I'm going to take a quick break as they're calling out the names on the field, as we're going to get things started here in just a second. We'll be back for the first pitch in just a moment. All right, Raider Nation, we're back. About to get started here. Top of the first. It's Annabeth Waters, senior, on the mound, starting this game. I believe this is, we just joked about it, this might be the first game that she's actually starting, that she's on where the roster says she is. Last couple times we've called a game, she was listed as a starter, but Thomas came out instead. But we are ready to go. Number 13, Howard, for the Tigers, is up to the plate. As for the score bug, I'll try to keep up with the innings as well as the score. And that's chopped back up the middle. Hand with the play, fires to first with a stretch. A nice stretch, gets the out. That's a solid defensive play there by the Lady Raiders to start the game. Thought Annabeth was going to snag that, but she wisely may have let it go by and not tipping it. Hood now at the plate for the Tigers. Ball's a little low for ball one. I mentioned earlier the Tigers have struggled this season, and I'm not sure about their history. I don't recall what their records have been the last couple years, but they're 2-15 and 0-8 in region play, so they've struggled a good bit. And anytime you start off the season that way in region play specifically, because that's what matters whether you make the playoffs or not, it's hard to stay mentally in it the remainder of the season when you pretty much know that your season is essentially over, other than just finishing it out the ball low again. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the first. Swing on that inside corner. Nice pitch. Evens the count at 2-2. Ball sharply hit foul. Decent crowd here. Actually a good crowd. I'm sorry. I kind of lifted my head up peeked over the window. If the people that were standing around were in the stands, we'd have a full stand. Of course, you can see the folks lined up behind the plate there with their seats that they bring with them. Handful of folks from Swainsboro. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just looking for something over the plate. Maybe a strikeout or put it in play for a easy out. Inside corner, a little too far inside, and number 6 earns a walk.
Now batting number 31, Durden.
31 Durden comes to the plate. I'll double check, but I think we defeated Swainsboro 10-1 the first time we faced them. Just a moment, and I will find out. It's 10-2. This was the final score. One ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first. Good pitch over the top, but I guess it was just a little high in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Finally got some fall weather. I don't think it's officially fall yet, but we're getting close. And game time temperature was about 75, maybe 74. Got a feeling it's going to peak down into the 60s, mid to high 60s before it's all said and done tonight. I know about 6:30, 7 o'clock yesterday afternoon, it was chilly. There was a little bit of breeze and outside, and it was nice. 3 balls, 2 strikes once again. again, Raiders will likely be a little bit rusty. Haven't played a game in nearly, we're right at 2 weeks now.
Now batting number 27, Wilkerson.
It's going to be another walk. Wilkerson to the plate. That cleanup spot. Suddenly got really quiet up here when the air conditioning turns off, and that's a rarity. Last time me and Miss White were up here in this booth, it was hot. The ball a little low. Waters trying to find a groove. Just needs to throw strikes. Nothing fancy. Just put it in play. Let defense do the work. There's a strike down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here again in the top of the first inning. Getting started a few minutes late as Swainsboro showed up a few minutes late. Honored our seniors tonight. If you're just joining us prior to the game, I'll post those videos on the BCTV Red Raider Broadcasting Facebook page a little later, either first thing in the morning. Swing and a miss. Big cut by 2-7. Strikeout would be what the doctor ordered here. This ball is hammered in the left field. And Andrews settles under it, makes a nice catch. I thought the ball was going a little – I didn't necessarily think it was going to go out, but I did think it was going to go a little deeper than that. 2 outs now. Runners still at first and second. Nice play by Andrews, getting the ball in quickly, not allowing the runners to advance.
Number 22.
Two outs now. Number 22 hooks to the plate. Good pitch on that inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch low in the zone by Waters. Good pitch on that high and outside. What a great pitch. Took something off of it, change up. If that's what, I guess that's what you call it in softball. And struck her out in the inning. No harm, no foul, leaving 2 stranded. We're going to head to the bottom of the bottom of the first. Getting ahead of myself. I'm going to take a quick break. Be back in just a moment. All right, we're back. Getting ready for Strozier to lead off the bottom of the first. Take a quick moment to mention last Friday night was a very unique night for Red Raider football. It was the inaugural Wall of Fame game, similar to a Hall of Fame. We have a wall literally outside now of the ticket booth on the facade, the front portion of that brick building before you walk into the stadium that will continue to recognize past statistical leaders throughout the decades, whether it be football players or coaches. And there was 5 coaches honored and 5 players that were honored from the 1950s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And a very unique and well thought out event, sponsored by the Red Raider Football Touchdown Club. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the game, but Strozier's going to lead off for the Lady Raiders. A lot of talent in this young lady. Great athlete, big arm, rifle arm at third base, and an excellent student. Very determined young lady. And her senior, as she was honored as a senior, said that she wanted to someday be a defense attorney. That's the kind of attitude she's got. Two balls, one strike. Ball is chopped. It's going to be trouble for the shortstop. Just too much speed by Strozier. She's going to beat it out. An infield hit there.
Now batting number 21, Doodle Johnson.
Doodle Johnson comes to the plate. Hobbs on deck and Waters in the hole. Ball hits her foot after it bounced twice before it got to the plate or near the batter's box. So that's going to be 2 on for the Raiders, with Hobbs coming to the plate.
To the plate for the Lady Raiders, number 3, Hope Hobbs.
Hobbs, our catcher. No balls, one strike, no outs. Bottom of the first. Raiders with an opportunity with 2 on. She hammers it to the shortstop. It's going to tag her out and go to first. It's going to be a nifty little double play there by second baseman.
Now up to bat for the Lady Raiders, number 16, Annabeth Waters.
We do have Strozier in scoring position at third base with 2 outs, and Waters comes to the plate. Waters with a chance to help herself, as she is the pitcher of record. Ball is hammered to right field. What a great at bat by Waters. Whether it's softball or baseball, I just love to see a batter take what the pitcher gives them, and she just hammered that ball on the outside part of the plate to right field. Didn't try to pull it. She's going to get a courtesy runner.
Number 28, Faith Thomas.
And by the way, she got the RBI, so it's 1-0. Lady Raiders. And Faith Thomas comes to the plate. Another senior recognized tonight. This ball is hammered into left field, left center, I should say, for a base hit. Nice, as all 5 of our, I take that back, 4 of our 5 reached base of the seniors. And we're going to have runners at first and second with 2 outs. K.D. Johnson, a junior. second baseman. Ball outside. This ball's chopped to third, and that's going to be a force out. Nonetheless, Raiders put the bat on the ball. We get one run out of it, hoping for a few more, but we'll take one as we head to the top of the second. We'll take a quick break and be back in a moment on the NFHS Network. Hendricks to the plate.
2 weeks ago, mine was 178 over 118.
It's going to be strike one on number 11. Hendricks. As she leads off for the Lady Tigers of Swainsboro. If you're just joining us, thank you for being a part of the NFHS. I tell you, numbers are up. I know part of it has to do with COVID. People are not coming out maybe quite like they would, and that's all across the state because we had over 1,000 people view our football game live at some point during the game last Friday night, and that's by far a regular season record. Normally we average about 200 to 250. Big away games, like last year, we went over to Fitzgerald and had about 600 people tune in at any given moment, that's more like that's a big time game there for football and softball. Our biggest numbers obviously have been when we've been competing in Columbus. We'll see some 500, 600, 700 range of people tuning in. But that's the beauty of this service. I'm glad I'm able to continue to, physically and mentally, continue to hopefully broadcast 60 to 70 events a year. So you're basically, if you pay the $70 or $69.99 annual subscription, you're paying about $1 a game. That's pretty reasonable. And that is the base rate. I do not charge any more than I have to on that subscription. A lot of schools are charging $119, $129, $149 a year. Anything over that $69, we would be able to pocket or earn to help support our program. But I made a sort of promise to myself I wouldn't do that. Three balls, two strikes, full count again. And there's going to be a walk to Hendrick.
Now batting number 10, Powell.
Powell to the plate, number 10. Again, Waters having just a little bit of a tough time tonight, just finding her groove, and that's kind of be to expected. I know she's pitched at practice, but it's different in a game setting, and the Lady Raiders haven't played in about a week and a half or so. Excuse me. Pop up can of corn there. It's going to be one out, one on.
Now batting number 14, Hopkins.
Hopkins to the plate. And she squared the bunt, but unsuccessful. Two balls, one strike, one out. 1-0 early, top of the second. Put a little extra mustard on that one, high in the zone, but she went after it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, squares it up. And she fires it in there again. Fouled off. Lady Raiders are wearing pink as a part of their uniform this evening and the remainder of this month, as the GHSA officially recognizes this month as Breast Cancer Awareness. And we'll get the force out at second. That'll be the second out.
Now batting number 16, Mulrooney.
Number 16, Maroney, sorry. To the plate. She's in the 9 hole. She pops it straight up. Should be that's the correct call there. I was afraid Strozier was not going to take over there, and that was the third baseman as she was coming in. Called off the catcher. Makes the play. Anytime you can get an out outside the lines is great. So we're going to take a quick break as we head to the bottom of the second. Be back in just a moment.
Batting for the Lady Raiders, number 5, Riley.
Riley Andrews, number 5, is going to lead off for the Lady Raiders here in the bottom of the second. Raiders put 1 on the board. Bottom of the first. Riley has a lot of power. Just a sophomore. Just a good all-around athlete. Played basketball last year as a freshman and done a great job for the Lady Raiders on the hard court. Pretty good-looking pitch, just a little high in the zone, I guess. 3 balls. No strikes. That's the strike over the plate. Ball inside. She's going to take a walk for the Lady Raiders. Hollingsworth, freshman center fielder. Ball's grounded to second. It's going to be a force out there. Runner at first is going to be safe. Fielder's choice.
Now batting for the Lady Raiders, number 24.
Number 24, Haley Hand, comes to the plate in that 9 spot, and we're back to the top of the order with Strozier. And another freshman. That was strange. Catcher was set up outside, anticipating an outside pitch, but she threw it right over the center of the plate for a strike. Once again, catcher sets up outside, and it's way inside. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 out.
Landed that way.
2-1-1. Ball is trickled to the second baseman. She gets the out at first. And we're back to the top of the lineup with 2 outs, runner at second in scoring position. Strozier had a base hit, infield hit, her first at bat. I'd like to see her drive one to the fence here and score another run. A lot of space in the gaps. It was just playing straight away in left, right, and center. Took a little something off of it. In the dirt. Probably a little surprised that they give her much to hit here with a base open at first with 2 outs. And you got Doodle Johnson coming to the plate. Doodle doesn't have the power that Strozier does. She puts the ball in play. But you make a mistake to Strozier, and she'll make you pay for it. It's high and tight. It's going to be a walk. So we, as I suspected, they basically put her on.
Lady Raiders, number 21, Doodle Johnson.
Doodle walked her first at bat as she was hit by a pitch. And she hits this one to right field. What a base hit. Runner's going to score. Great job there by Coach Gay, rolling Anna Kate on around. Runners at the corner now with a 2-0 lead.
Now batting for the Lady Raiders, number 3, Hope Hobbs.
Proud for Doodle there. That base hit to the opposite field with an RBI. Hobbs to the plate. We're going to have a stolen base there, uncontested by Johnson. Second and third now. Hobbs, the senior. Ball hitter. Props up on the coach. I wonder who's telling who. 1-1, 2 outs. Second and third. Ball inside. Ooh, that was close. Strozier just about got caught stranded out there. Got a little too frisky off the bag, and the catcher made an excellent throw. I think surprised everybody, including Strozier. This ball is hit sharply foul. Hobbs had a fielder's choice for first at bat. Reaching first. Good looking pitch. It was just a little low. It was slow too. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Got a base open, but you don't want to necessarily load them up for Annabeth. And she stripes this one down the left field line. Just foul. Woo-hoo. Looked like it went over the bag to me. I know I don't have the same angle as the umpire, but woo, that was close. Coach Gay wanted it. Ooh. And it almost takes Strozier's head off. Again, the catcher keeps setting up outside, but the ball keeps coming. I think the further the catcher sets up outside, the further inside the pitcher catches it. Maybe they're trying to, just trick the batter. Out of the corner of your eye, you can sometimes see the catcher kind of move around back there. She stays put this time. Ball stays over the plate. It's fouled out of play. I would sure like to see Hobbs put one in play here, and let's get these 2 runs home. Or take ball 4 and give Annabeth take care of business. That was probably ball 4, but you have to be aggressive when it's a 3-2 count, because a lot of times the umpire's a little bit more liberal on that count, kind of like a 3-0 or a 3-1 count. Strike zone will still kind of be a little wide. And she hits this one up the middle for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Hobbs is going to watch the throw, and she's going to attempt to get second, and she's going to be safe. On the throw, 2 runs are score. It's going to be a base hit.
Now batting for the Lady Raiders, number 16, Annabeth Waters.
Gives the Lady Raiders a little bigger cushion here in the bottom of the second. Again, 1 on for Annabeth. Ball cuts across the plate. Good looking pitch there. Kind of cut over the front portion of the plate. High and away. Squares it up 1-1 with 2 outs. ball is mashed into center, but right to the center fielder. I mean, she knocked the cover off of it, but that's going to end the inning after the Raiders tack on 3. We're all going to take a break and be back in a moment for the top of the 3rd inning. Your Lady Raiders lead 4-0. It's senior night. Back to the top of the lineup for Swainsboro in the top of the 3rd. Howard, who grounded out her first at bat. Annabeth Waters remains on the mound. Hobbs behind the plate. Strozier at 3rd, Hand at short. Katie Johnson at 2nd, and Faith Thomas at 1st. Excuse me, Emma K. Taylor, sorry. Quickly corrected. Hey. Left field is Andrews, center field Hollingsworth, and right field Doodle Johnson. Whoop. Just a bit high there. Swing and a miss. That was a good-looking pitch. It made her look bad. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Top of the 3rd. Low and away. 3-2. This is about the 5th or 6th batter that we've taken to full count. And if I'm not mistaken, about 3 of those have gone on a walk. I don't have a note about that, but this ball is going to be lifted in trouble. Just a C&I single. Just over the reach of Hand, shortstop. It's going to be a base hit for.
Now batting number 6, Hood.
Brings Hood to the plate, who walked her first at bat. There's a good pitch and a good base hit. She just rolls it out to left field like a bowling ball.
Now batting number 31, Durden.
Durden, who walked her last at bat. And we're going to have a visit to the mound by Coach Gay. Again, I want to continue thanking our title sponsors for the athletic school year. Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply, Miss Lisa Coley. Andy Cawthon Auto Sales, hence Andy Cawthon. And the Wheeler Agency, Mr. Mike Wheeler. And Family Vision Cares, Doctors Hutto and McQuaig. And last but not least, Burt CPAs, specifically Mr. Larry Taylor. I think Coach Gay may have a word with. Looks like we are going to have a pitch and change here. I'm going to take a quick break, and this is Faith Thomas coming in. And again, as she warms up, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, top of the third inning, 4-0, your Lady Raiders lead. We've got a pitch and change if you're just joining us. Faith Thomas, senior recognized tonight, takes the mound. Ball one. And this is Durden. And Durden gets into one. Inside pitch and pulls it into the swamp. Mike can find that one. I think it stopped at the edge of the woods there. Runners at first and second with no outs as we had a base hit and a walk. Trying to preserve this 4-0 lead. Like to get a game like this over with as quick as possible. You know, run rule would be great in the fourth or fifth inning. High and tight. 2 balls, 1 strike. Faith will be graduating and going to ABAC, and will be playing softball for their program. Swing and a miss, gets past the catcher, and the runners are going to advance. And that rarely happens right there. I tell you, Hobbs does a great job. She hustles, makes a lot of plays, gets out of her stance quickly, and makes a lot of catches outside the line. Full count. Hopefully they don't hurt us. There's still no outs. We need a strikeout right here or a pop-up. Ball is hammered as she gets around on it again. Very aggressive swing. High and away maybe, or low and away might get her. And there's, again, she was dialed in. 2 runs are going to score, and that was going to happen regardless. Andrews was able to kind of stop the ball and then had to turn around and go back and get it a few steps.
Now batting number 27.
4-2. Again, maybe didn't get the ball outside quite enough, but the hitter saw something. She was seeing the ball well, I should say. And looks like we're going to put her on, create a force. And no surprise there,
Now
being the
batting
cleanup
number
hitter.
22, Hooks.
Hooks comes to the plate, struck out her last at bat. That would be nice, or a double play. Pitcher's best friend. Ball just a little low. Swing and a miss. 1-1. It's going to be a fair ball. Runner's going to score. 4-3.
Now batting number 11, Hendricks.
Hendricks walked her last at bat. Runners at first and second again. This ball is lifted just out of Strozier's reach. One and one, no outs. 3 runs in already. Two balls, 2 strikes. That was probably ball 3, but she reached out and touched it for a foul. This ball's hit to Strozier. Throws it a little low. Taylor unable to dig it out, but it was a little. I think Strozier had a little bit more time than maybe she anticipated.
Now batting number 10, Powell.
Bases loaded. Powell, and she popped out her last at bat. Still looking for the first out of the inning. One and one with no outs. I'm tired of saying no outs. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss by Powell. Trying to get to Hopkins. Ball's popped up back into the bleachers. Top of the third. This ball is hammered in the left field. That's could be trouble. Andrews unable to gather it up. Gets it into third. Fortunately, only one run scores because they all tagged up. And that ball was hit well.
Now batting number 14, Hopkins.
4-4. Still no outs. Bases loaded. Oh, another trouble ball, right center. Hollingsworth gets it up and gets it in quickly. Great play on her part. Just a solid base hit again. Swainsboro takes the lead. 5-4. It must look like a balloon up there. You know, I was wanting or asking for Annabeth to throw more strikes, and now that Faith is throwing some strikes, and they're hitting it hard. So we're going to have to keep the ball a little further off the plate, I guess. Bases loaded. Still no outs. Mulrooney. And we get a force out at second. Runner's going to score. It's going to add to our deficit, 6-2 with one out finally. It took 6 runs to get it. Looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner. Runners will be at first and third with one out.
Now batting number 13, Howard.
One ball, no strikes. And we're back to the top of the lineup again. Howard, base hit her. Well, we batted around. And she sharply hits this to hand, and it gets the best of her. That's going to be an E. Run scores.
Now batting number 6, Hood.
First and second now. A double. Well, excuse me, Hood had a single. She's 1 for 1 with a walk. And hand nearly doubles her up there at second base, which would have been really what we needed.
Now batting number 31, Durden.
Durden had a big double.
No big double this time.
7-4. Raiders trail. We're up 4-0 just a few minutes ago. And this ball was hit hard to left field. Diving stop by Andrews. And she definitely saved a run as one run is in. That's a close play there at third. Looked like Strozier had the body and had her blocked.
Now batting number 27, Wilkerson. He's going to argue. I'm glad. She did. She had the ball.
Well, if nothing else, sometimes coaches, when plays are close, they'll go and just let the umpire know that you're visible and you're watching and paying attention, and who knows, you might get the. He's just asking for some help, and that's all right too. And the umpire didn't have to. He could have said, "Coach, she was safe," and that's all there is to it. And typically, a lot of times, this umpires it's like a fraternity. Unless it's real obvious, they're not going to reverse the call. And that is what it is. That's just, you can expect that. And that really, that he wasn't in position at home plate to really make that call anyway. Even if he was looking or paying attention to that, and there was a run scored, and he was paying attention to that. 8-4, 2 outs. All right. Durden had a base hit. And Wilkerson, we walked her, and then we're looking at Hooks, who had a base hit her last at bat.
Yeah, we already put one on this end, and I don't think we can do it but one time. Can't you do that just one time per inning? Because he's already put one on.
I'm not sure what's going on now. It's like the Swainsboro coach had a question or something. And then
Yeah, that's what it was. He tried to put that girl on, and he's already done it one time this inning. So you can't do it but one time per inning.
I got you. So the original runner had to, okay.
Have him come back and bat.
Okay, I think we got things squared away now. Runners at second and third, 2 outs, 8-4.
So now we're back 27 Wilkerson.
All right, we're back to Wilkerson. I'm going to scratch out this W because I don't want her to walk.
Come on, Kate. Come on, baby.
Well, that was a pitch right where the catcher was set up. That's a called pitch off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. This girl's she's in that cleanup position, so she's there for a reason. And they're way outside. They don't want her to. And that was just basically a delay. That's a deliberate walk there. Now 22 is going to come to the plate. Hooks finally now.
Now batting number 22, Hooks.
And Hooks had the single, her last at bat. Bases loaded again. Outside, just outside. We'll have to throw a couple strikes here. This ball is trouble. Bounces just in front of Riley. 2 runs are going to score. 10-4. Wow, this is a nightmare. I mean, it was 4-0, 20 minutes ago, and we were feeling pretty good. And all of a sudden, 10 runs later, and they've nearly batted around twice. And we've only had 1 error. These girls are putting the bat on the ball. Frustrating for coaches and those girls out there. Annabeth come out the middle of the second inning, and she never seemed real comfortable. Wasn't pitching horrible by no means, but just never got real comfortable. Hand unable to get her glove on it. Good effort as the ball was right in the middle. It just stayed really low, didn't bounce up for her there.
Number 10, Powell.
She would have had to have laid out and just. But even then, if she'd have stopped it, she might would have had a chance to touch second base, but otherwise it would have probably been an infield hit. Bases loaded once again, 10-4. Ball was popped out of play. Swing and a miss by 10. Low and away there. Good pitch. No balls, 2 strikes. Good position here to get out of the inning. Another good pitch, fouled off the catcher's mask. We got some actual college football this weekend as the SEC will start playing. Looking forward to watching the Dogs at Arkansas. And other games. Ball is hit sharply to hand. Gathers up, goes to second. That's a close play, but we get the out finally. Whew, after 10 runs, 10-4. The Lady Raiders, the good news is it's young. The game is young. We're headed to the bottom of the third. So the Lady Raiders have a chance. Just to got to keep grinding. We'll take a break and be back in just a moment. Faith Thomas is going to lead off the bottom of the third inning, trying to help herself a little as she is the pitcher of record. Outside corner, called strike. This ball is popped in the left center, and it's going to hang up enough for the left fielder to get under it. Again, 10 runs, 10 spot on the board in last inning, top of the third. I think I mentioned only one error in that inning. It was just base hit after base hit by the Lady Tigers. Katie Johnson is coming up. Katie Johnson had a ground out her first at bat. Another ball high in the zone. We need base runners, and we need base hits, and we need runs. As we're down 6 early. Another ball high in the zone. 3-0 the count. With Andrews on deck, Hollingsworth in the hole. Good pitch on that outside corner again. Now she can look for something she wants right here. Fits close. And that's ball 4 for Johnson.
Now batting number 5, Riley Andrews.
Andrews. It wasn't an error, but if she had it to go over again, I think Riley would have made the play on one of those deep fly balls. She got turned around just a bit. I'm not sure exactly where the fence was, I think was the main concern. But I'd like to see her drive one over that fence. Help her feelings a little bit. Low and away. One side note about Riley, her mother is one of the quietest women you will ever meet. What y'all laughing for? She is one of the boldest and loudest Red Raider fans that we got, and we're proud of her.
Lord Jesus. Dexter, you killing me.
Strike on the inside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. Maybe she'll throw her something fat right here. And she does. Hammers it to left field for a base hit. That's so much more satisfying than a walk. Brings Hollingsworth. Oh, just like
Batting number 12, Tana Green.
Green coming to the plate. Santana. Santana. I was thinking, wait, this is a new, I've never seen her at bat before, but that is Santana. She plays center field as well. Need to get some lights off out there in center field. I'm not sure if the coach was complaining or it might not be. They might be in where it's behind that Lady Raider sign out there, and it's not a distraction. One out runner at second. We need to try to get at least 1 run here, 2 runs. You don't need them all back at one time. High and away. Santana batting for Hollingsworth, excuse me. Infield hit there. Fielder's choice. That's almost a hit. I'm not sure if she'd have threw Santana out anyway. Now let's see.
Now batting number 24,
Haley Hand to the plate. She grounded out her first at bat. Again, the Raiders are just trying to get through the lineup the second time. But Strozier, barring a double play, will have a chance. And she tries to lay down a squeeze bunt. That's awesome. I like that aggressiveness by Coach Gay. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And then she hits it right back up the middle as she drew them in. Runner's going to score 2 runs. And I'm not sure what Santana's doing, but it worked out. She got lucky. The ball bounced away from the third baseman. I saw Coach K put his hands on his head right before she was probably going to be thrown out. But fortunately, there was a catching error there, if you want to call that. Raiders tack on 2. Still 1 out. Is that ball? Man, that was just it worked out perfectly as Hand, drew the infield in with that bunt attempt, a legitimate bunt attempt, her the first pitch, they stayed in, and then she hits a rocket right back up the middle on the ground. Strozer's going to come to the plate with runners at second and third with a chance to really dig ourselves out of this hole.
For the Lady Raiders, number 23, Kamari Strozier.
Again, Strozier can easily bring us within one with one swing of the bat here. If I'm parked in the outfield, I'm definitely paying attention when she's up to bat because I don't want to lose a windshield or a back glass. And she hammers this one through the left side. Runner scores. Strozier to second. And wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. We're right back in it. Three runs across the board. Runners at second and third. Doodle Johnson to the plate after a base hit to right field. Wouldn't shock me for Doodle to lay down a bunt here. A lot of speed on third and at the plate with Doodle. And there's the bunt attempt. Low and inside. That's going to be strike one. Still only one out. Raiders have plated three, 10-7. So, ooh, he calls it a strike on that inside corner. Whew. I just don't think the ball is on the plate on that pitch. Quickly 0-2. Comes back inside. Doodle just stays alive, does what she can. That's she just had to defend that inside territory. Because if he's going to give me that pitch, I'm throwing it there. Low and away. Doodle's going to strike out. It's going to bring Hobbs to the plate.
Now batting number 3, Hope Hobbs. Come on, Hope. Another base hit. Come on, baby.
One more would be nice, but 3 is definitely a gift. I'm going to sound a little greedy and hope we get one more. This ball is popped into left field. Should be a can of corn. And it is. It's going to end the inning, but the Raiders tack on 3. Proud of those girls coming back like that and making something happen. Adding or decreasing the lead by 3. It's 10-7 as we head to the top of the 4th. We're going to take a break. Be back in a moment. Hopkins comes to the plate for the Tigers. We need a 3-up, 3-down for sure. Well, I say we don't need to let them score anymore for sure, and a 3-up, 3-down would be nice. And this ball is base hit to left field. And that ball was outside, so
now batting number 16, Rooney.
More Rooney to the plate. I mean, they're swinging at everything, and inside, outside, and the problem is they're putting it in play. Where we're not. Just a sharply hit to Strozier, and rarely does a ball get the best of her. But that did. Even if she had knocked it down, I don't know if she'd have been done anything with it. It was hit so hard. It's another base hit. Sharply hit the hand, goes to second, then to first, and gets her. Great play. Yeah, she was out. She got her. Double play. Pitcher's best friend needed that. Oh, we got a new shortstop. I apologize. They're all built about the same. A small frame. Bam play, but almost positive she got her out. And she may ask for some help from the home plate umpire, but he's not having any of it. 2 outs, runner at third, Hood to the plate. Bennett Manning is at shortstop, making the play. I'm telling you, I'd stay on that outside corner. These girls, they're seeing that ball inside. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. That ball may have been just a little high. I know the home crowd is not liking it, but that's the only thing I could tell. It was definitely over. Well, it wasn't over the plate because those other strikes aren't quite over the plate, but I believe it might have been just a little high in the zone. She took something off of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ball low. It's going to be full count. Ball was hit off the thumbs. Oh, and she just about made a play. Great effort by Emma Kate. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Emma. I got that part right. Emma White. I'm going to make sure I get it right for Mama up here. And Daddy. Mom and Daddy's in the booth. 3-2. Man, a strikeout would be big here. High in the zone. First and third with 2 outs.
Now batting number 31, Durden.
Durden to the plate for the Tigers. Top of the 4th. This ball's fouled straight back, right back at the camera. Ball is popped into left field. Andrews should settle under it, makes the catch. That is Andrews, right? I had 2 wrong. I didn't want to be 3 for 3 being wrong there, the substitutions. But the Raiders do what I asked. We did not allow any more runs, so we're going to head to the bottom of the 4th. Take a quick break and be back in a moment.
Their support and sponsor.
Annabeth Waters leads off the bottom of the 4th. And that's right, bottom of the 4th. That's like we've been playing 8.5 to 20 innings. That started a tad late. But we are base hit up the middle for
Now batting for the Lady
Waters.
Raiders, number 28, Faith Thomas.
Faith Thomas to the plate. Anna Kate's going to get Anna Beth, excuse me. Is going to get Miss Wisden is going to be I call him a pinch hitter, but the pinch runner. I just told Miss White in the break, I'm tired. Whew, so if I don't talk as much, that's why I'm over here yawning, or I'm just, long day. This ball is popped up just foul, or just out of reach, I should say. I know Faith would like to reach base somehow here. Tell you what, catcher. She's feisty. That's the good word to use. She's the first baseman better be ready because she will sling it down there. Ball inside corner. It's going to be 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs here. And again, it's just the bottom of the 4th. This ball is hit to left center. Could be trouble, and it is as it reaches the fence. Jasmine had to hold up just a few seconds to make sure that ball got down. But there's no outs and a big hit there for the pitcher, Thomas. 2nd and 3rd now with Katie Johnson to the plate. Trying to get into the 60s degree mark is 71, it says. Hit batsman, not sure exactly where'd it get her. Either one hurts, I promise. Even when you get it in that meaty part of the leg, it looks like it may have got her. She's rubbing a little lower toward that outside part of her knee.
Now batting number 5, Riley Andrews.
And one swing of the bat, Andrews could give us the lead back as bases are loaded with no outs. Nowhere to put her, so they're not going to pitch around her unless they're willing to give up a run to do so. Well, that brings Santana. Nope. Yes. Okay. All right, we have a pinch runner, Ainsley Anderson. But it will be Santana on deck. Andrews normally hits in the 3rd spot, but due to senior night, all the seniors was in the top of the lineup. And I believe all of them have a hit tonight, now that Faith got that double. 2 balls, no strikes, nowhere to put her. We'll take runs any way we can get them, but I'd like to see her put the bat on the ball hard. But I'll give up a walk for a run anytime rather than an out for a run. And that ball's low. That run's coming in. It's going to be 10-8. And it looked to me like they were pitching around her.
Now batting number 12, Santana Green.
And I think Green had a base hit her last at bat when she came in. Looks like we got a timeout. I'm going to go talk to the pitcher. Swainsboro side. I want to, again, take a moment to mention my sponsors here if I can see them. Getting darker and darker. It's easier to see outside with the lights off on the inside, if that makes sense. Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply, Andy Cawthorn Auto Sales, the Wheeler Agency, Family Vision Care, and Burt CPAs. Also want to thank Tracy Martin, our principal, and assistant principal Coach Scott Brown, as well as my CTA director Clint Johnson for giving us the opportunity to do what we do. Also want to thank Mr. Chuck Woodall. He's a big help with a lot of things, making, for instance, this week, making sure we're able to go to Brantley and broadcast Friday night. Due to COVID-19, there's been some policies and restrictions maybe that other counties and schools have that some don't. So we're making sure we are able to go and do what we do on the road. Attempted bunt there by Santana. Base hit her first at bat. Bases loaded, no outs. Ten to 8, scratching back. And there's a bunt, and she's going to be safe at home and safe at first. Squeezed by Coach Gay. Worked like a charm, and if the young lady had had her foot on the bag at first, she may have not caught that ball, and everybody would have scored.
Number 25, Bennett Manning.
10 to 9. Manning to the plate. The long southpaw, another bunt, but it's out of play. I love this pressure Coach Gay's putting on this defense. Might be setting them up here like they did. Well, maybe they didn't do it deliberately last time as far as setting them up, but they brought that defense in, and Hand hits it up the middle. Ball gets past the catcher. There's another scored run. This game is tied. Another run. We take the lead. Frustrating for this Swainsboro team. I was saying earlier, this team has struggled all year long. They probably scored the most runs they will score in a game, and much less an inning tonight. Lady Raiders have fought back and have taken the lead 11 to 10, I should say. Runners at third with no outs.
Come on, Dexter. Lord, how long does it take to turn the bag? Come on, Dee.
Oh, trouble. Base hit, infield. Another run. 12 to 10.
Now batting for your Lady Raiders, number 23, Kamari Strozier.
She takes second. Ball is hit sharply back to the pitcher. Fires over to first for the first out, and we have a runner at third. 12 to 10.
Now batting for your Lady Raiders, number 21, Doodle Johnson. Now batting for your Lady Raiders, number 3, Hope Hobbs.
Hobbs to the plate. Raiders on the verge of batting around. Ball's hit to the shortstop for the second out, line drive. And we are going to bat around as Annabeth Waters comes back to the plate.
Now batting for your Lady Raiders, Raiders number 16, Annabeth Waters.
Score is 13-10. Your Lady Raiders have made a huge gain. There's a base hit to right field. That's the second one she has dug out. Man, what speed around the bases for Doodle. Runners at the corner.
Now batting number 28, Faith Thomas.
Thomas with a big double, her first at bat this inning. Ball high in the zone.
Let's just keep scoring. We might still run roll.
Another ball high in the zone. 3 balls and no strikes, 2 outs. Lady Raiders have put up 7 this inning. Excuse me, 6. No, 7. Yeah, something like that. 6, that's right, 6. It was 10-7 when we came in.
Now batting number 6, Katie Johnson.
Bases loaded again. Katie, it seems just a moment ago she was hit by a pitch. Is that right?
Yeah, in the knee. What do we got? What we doing?
He's going to get a runner for Faith. Ansley Anderson's coming in to run. Bases loaded still, 2 outs, 13-10, I should say. Her Lady Raiders. Katie Johnson at the plate. Seems like just a moment ago she was hit by a pitch. Maybe she could drive she's got some pop in her bat too. Ball outside, nowhere to put them. Riley on deck. Outside, struggling to throw strikes. Ball inside and low. Has 4 balls in a row. It's going to be 14-10. Number 5, Riley
Now batting number
Andrews.
5, Riley Andrews.
4-run lead. I think it's 8 after 5, if I remember correctly, the run rule. Or is it 10 after 5? 8 after 6. A home run would definitely, well, I wouldn't say it'll seal the deal. It's still just the bottom of the 4th. Whew. But it looks like the spirit has been maybe taken away from this Swainsboro team. They made a mighty comeback. Again, just a brave effort by the Lady Tigers, scoring 10 runs in the 3rd. That's 7 balls in a row now. Riley looking for something to hit. And it's ball low. Another run comes in. It's going to be 15. And you got to think if they had anybody else to pitch, they probably would bring them in at this time. Santana comes up for her second at bat. And yeah, it looks like the catcher. I think the catcher's coming out and is going to go to the mound. We're going to take a break. Be back in just a moment. 2-run double. Well, excuse me, 2-run single by
Now
Santana.
batting number 25, Bennett Manning.
17-10. And now the Raiders have put a 10 spot on the board. You can't tell, but we did. It was 10-6 or 10-7 coming into this inning. Manning to the plate. Only southpaw we have in the lineup. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. 17-10. Wow, it's a barn burner. And we're in the bottom of the fourth. Hit to the first baseman. That's going to end the inning. After a mighty 2 10 spots on 2 different innings, one for Swainsboro, one for the Lady Raiders. We just have 7 more. So it's 17-10 as we head to the top of the fifth. We'll be back in just a moment. Wilkerson to the plate for the Lady Tigers. Again, looking for, love to see a 3 up, 3 down, but definitely no runs scored. We're 7 up in the top of the fifth. This ball is chopped to Strozier. She's going to fire over to first. Nice stretch there by the young first baseman. One up, one down. Hooks to the plate for Swainsboro. Swing and a miss. Big cut by 2-2. Good pitch on that inside corner. Had the right height at that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Rung her up.
Now batting number 11, Hendricks.
Ball's popped up and caught. 3 up, 3 down for the Lady Raiders. We're going to take another quick break to catch our breath as fast as that went by. Be back in just a moment, bottom of the 5th. Strozier leads off the inning. Top of the lineup for the Lady Raiders here in the bottom of the 5th. If we can tack on 3 more runs, I believe it's 10 after 5. 3 more runs will end this ball game. They waiting on somebody in the outfield there. Yeah. Ball inside. Ooh. Good pitch. Looked a little low in the zone, but evens the count 1-1. Another strike. She takes a little something off of it. Big swing and a miss. It's going to be strike 3 for Strozier.
Now up to bat for the Lady Raiders, number 21, Doodle Johnson.
Doodle fights one off. Great play by the shortstop, second baseman. The ball kind of hopped up on her. Made a great play there for the second out of the inning. Hobbs to the plate for the Raiders. Base hit to the left side for Hobbs. It's going to bring Annabeth Waters. As she has hit 2 solid base hits to right field. Hobbs is going to get a courtesy runner. That's what I was looking for earlier. Courtesy runner versus a pinch runner. I think you hear the pinch runner in baseball more often. But the new rules, I think they're all changed to courtesy runner because of the new because there's so many. And Reese Cawthorn is coming to run. Ball is hammered. Hit solid right back up the middle. And that's 3 that Annabeth has smoked. 4. The fourth one, or I think it was her second at bat, she smoked it into center field, and the center fielder made the play. But she has hit the ball solid every time. Faith Thomas, a couple big at bats this game as well. Faith is 2 for 4, a single and a double. Sharply foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man, it feels like it's 11:30, but it's 8:03. We started at about 5:55, 56, right at 6 o'clock. So we're really about on track for game time, about 2 hours. Usually they last 2 to 2.5 hours. This ball has popped up and should be caught, and it is. It's going to end the inning without a run. It's still 17-10, your Lady Raiders lead. We go to the top of the 6th. We'll be back in just a moment. Powell to the plate for the Tigers. I don't think she could hold up there. Strike one. It is dark 30 here now. Temperature just cracking into high 60s. Swing and a miss. One ball, two strikes. You just need strikes. 6 outs away from a good, solid comeback. Valiant effort by the Swainsboro Lady Tigers. Are 0-8 in region play, 2-15 on the season, I believe. Pull that back up here. Base hit up the middle. Yep, 2-15 on the season. They played more games than anybody, other than Vidalia.
Now batting number 14, Hopkins.
One on with no outs. Swing and a miss. Just a little high. It's going to be, I started to say trouble, but not when you have Strozier. And I tell you what, I'm real impressed with this first baseman. Stretching and making the plays. That ball is being fired over there by Strozier.
Now batting number 16, Mulrooney.
Mulrooney. I like that name. It took me a couple times to get it, but I think of Mickey Rooney. What was that movie I first saw him on? Black Beauty, Black Stallion? Was it Black Beauty? He was in one of those horse movies. Popped straight up. I don't. Did she?
I don't know if they knew where the ball was.
Oh, the shortstop kind of pointed at the second baseman like maybe she called it, but that was definitely the shortstop's ball.
Now batting number 13, Howard.
I know what I'd tell the coach. I never saw it. Hey, but so we got runners at first and second. Yep, he sure did. And we have Marley Holland. We didn't get a number. Marley Holland is coming in to play shortstop. Trial by fire. Hey, get some game experience. First and second, one out. I mean, you would think 7 runs would be enough, but it's been a wild game. Ball gets, must have been a foul ball. Another big strike. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's a big.
She called it, baby. You out.
It's a big out. Well, first and second. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th.
Number 6, Hood.
Pop up. It's trouble in the left side. A little bit more of a pop up. They're going to have her at home. She is out. A little higher tag than I would have liked, but that's going to end the inning after they score 1. Raiders will maintain a 6-run lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
She was out, honey.
We'll take a quick break. Be back in just a moment. Katie Johnson leads off. I think Katie's batted 4 times in the last 2 innings. Or this will be her 4th at bat. 17-11. It's like a football score. Base hit up the middle.
Now batting for the Lady Raiders, number 5, Riley Andrews.
Home run would end it. 8 after 6. We're pretty sure. We've had a couple walk-offs this season. How about a base hit to right field? Tell you what, that was a tough actually a tough play for the right fielder. That ball bounced right off the apron of the grass there and took a funny hop. She made a great reaction.
Now batting number 12, Santana Green.
Green, who's tattooed it a couple times with runners at first and second. And there's a bunt. It's going to be trouble. Good play there by the catcher turned pitcher.
Now batting number 8, Marley Holland.
Marley Holland gets her first at bat as she subbed in for a shortstop. Runners at second and third. And she puts it on the ground to the third baseman, fires over to first. Trying.
For the Lady Raiders, number 23, Kamari
Strozier's going to get her 5th at bat of the night. And Strozier's one that had the big walk-off homer earlier in the season. This ball is hit high and out of play. Ball outside. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. This ball is hammered. Left center. That ball is way out. Way out over the car. Just drilled home run. And that's going to be, I believe, that's going to be a game ender. Yep, that's going to be the run rule. 20-11, your Lady Raiders. Wow, what a shot by Strozier, the senior, on senior night. Doesn't look like we're going to shake hands due to COVID policy. That's unfortunate. Big region win by the Lady Raiders. Boy, we got down. Whew. Swainsboro put a 10 spot in the top of the 3rd. Took the lead. And Raiders, again, scratched their way back from a 10-4 deficit and have scored 16 runs in 3 innings. Wow. Maybe 4 innings. But 20-11. Congratulations to the Lady Raiders, to his coaching staff. Shows a lot of composure where they stuck it out. I'm sure there's some things that Coach Gale want to work on, talk about, but got to be happy with the region victory. And the Lady Raiders will play again later this week and then Saturday. But just stay tuned for updates from BCTV's Red Raider Broadcasting on Facebook, and then other announcements through social media. So on behalf of BCTV's Red Raider Broadcasting, I want to thank you for joining us here on the NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports. Again, my name is Brent Johnson, and Miss White usually does a good job keeping me straight, name straight, that sort of thing. I thank her for sort of my co-pilot. I'm going to give her a headset one night, and she can help me out a little bit. I'm sure she can add some color to the commentary. But again, thank you for joining us. A huge Lady Raider victory, region victory, and I want to wish you a good evening, and God bless.